How are you today? Joyful. Why are we joyful? Because Jesus is in our hearts. Amen. What is the difference between finish and complete? When my professor asked this question when I was in the seminary, we seminaries were looking for some good, rational, theological, philosophical answer to differentiate between finish and complete. Of course, we tried giving some answers, but our professor came with a funny answer. If a man or a woman marries a right person, he or she is complete. If a man or a woman marries a wrong person, he or she is finished. Sometimes we begin our journey towards some destiny with lots of resolutions, plans, and strategies. But what happened within few days? We get bored, we give up, and we get finished. Some people are so patient and perseverant, and they persist in their decisions and the resolutions, and they withstand with their walks of life towards that destiny, and they become complete. Lenten season asks us to examine whether we are finished people or completed people. Because during Lenten season, we made lots of decisions. We made lot of resolutions to make our journey worthy of reaching that destiny, holiness in God. Maybe one example, yes, I would not use my social media for 40 days. I would not use any social media that would disturb me about my personal holiness, and I keep myself away from all the social media. But after 40 days, I take my phone, I go back to those 40 days and scroll and check what had happened. So today the gospel is asking us to examine whether we are finished people or complete people. And the examples are two persons from the gospel, rich man and the poor Lazarus. What happened? The rich man was okay. He was not attacking Lazarus. He was not chasing him away. And Lazarus did not ask anything to him and did not say anything back to him. He did his job. Lazarus did his own job. But why he ended up staying in hell with the flames of fire? There are two kinds of sin. Sin of commission and sin of omission. Commission, yes, when I do something wrong against God's will, I commit sin. But on the other hand, when I omit doing something good, then I am a sinner too. Letter of St. James 4:17 would beautifully narrate, if a man or a woman who knows what is good and who fails to do that good becomes a sinner. So sin of omission. He was ignorant and he was indifferent to a poor man next to him. And when he was in hell, in the flames of fire, he was pleading for mercy. One thing we are called to remember, there would be a big chasm between heaven and hell. We are not going to work anything there for our salvation. If we want to prepare for our heaven, for our salvation, for our holiness, the time and space and place is here on this earth, not after we die. And we have to use our own lifetime doing good, being good, and becoming holy. How can we do that? Please make your wealth a means of joy. We have to make our money as means of joy. Just a simple question. With this, we will finish this reflection. Money has different names. When parents give to children, it is allowance. And when we get money in the marriage, dowry. When money is paid in divorce, alimony. When we give money in the church, donation. When people pay money in the school, tuition. When people pay money in the court, fine. And in maybe in the bank, yes, loan. And to the government, tax. And when we give money for the good service that we received in the hotel, tip. And when we pay for kidnapping, ransom. And when we get from our own employer, a salary. Or when a master gives to a servant, yes, wage. Money has different names in different places. But how can we make our money as means of joy when we use it for a poor man, for a poor woman who is in dire need of our assistance? Not money with this currency, our own self. When I give a kind word to who are suffering, who are isolated, when I pay my visit to a person who is alone, and when I visit someone in the prison, and when I give my good words of appreciation who is so low, I make my money, my own self, as means of joy for someone. And that's how I prepare for my salvation. That's why I don't do the sin of omission, and I become a person of grace and mercy of God to others. Lazarus, the very name Lazarus, and the rich man, there is no name for the rich man because he named himself with his money and wealth. He made his money and wealth as means of everything. And he made his wealth as God. He did not prioritize God. But on the other side, Lazarus, the word Lazarus, comes from Hebrew word Eliezer. El-Azer. El means God, Azer means help. Lazarus means God's help. So we have to remember that God is the foundation of our life and He is our help and the providence. If we make our own talents, wealth, status and the society as our God, then we miss everything. But if we make God as the center of everything and we make use of all the other means to reach God, then we prepare our heaven from here. Let us examine our conscience. We are not just to be finished people. We are called to be complete people with our preparation for heaven and salvation while we are here on this earth, because God is our help. Let's make our wealth as means of blessings and joy. God bless you all. May the name of God be glorified. Amen.